So here's Dorado on day 20. So 18 for 18 and 19, I was actually teaching a clinic. So he had those 2 days off. It's been 20 days since pickup, so that's kind of how I've numbered these. And he's a little fresh today, which was to be expected. So I'm letting him kind of work his little squirrelies out. I actually enjoy it when he gets a little frisky. And then I'm going to start working with the rope a little bit. And so I have prepped him before. If you remember from the very beginning, I did a lot of rope work and getting him used to it being on his back and getting him to move off the pressure off the rope. So this is nothing new to him. But now I'm getting him used to kind of the rope being on his back while he's moving. And I'm working on kind of flipping it kind of behind him so it can get right there behind his butt. And so now I can add the pressure. So this teaches him to get used to things touching his hind end and that he can also think about it and get out of it. So I really like using this to work with the horses. It's a very good educational tool for them. It teaches them to not freak out when that rope gets around their hind legs. So you can see I'm just kind of bumping the halter. He wanted to just run away, and so I just told him no. And again, when he gets scared, he likes to kind of run at me. So every now and then I have to put my hand up and be like, don't run me over, Dorado. I'm going to work on flipping that rope back over on the right side. And working on flipping it behind him. I have to also make sure that my rope doesn't get tangled. Sometimes I'm bad about letting my rope get a little too long and you can make a mistake of stepping in it and that can get a little dangerous. So always got to keep attention to your rope. So now I'm working on, it's getting pretty good about it. And there, I'm actually really happy with how he reacted and he's getting soft on the halter. This is also a good way to introduce steering to them. So it gets them to be soft, turning left and right, getting that sensation as well as having things touching their back and their hocks. We've all had situations where something's gotten caught on their leg, and this just teaches the horse to think through it instead of reacting and running away. And since Dorado's big thing is to run and fear, I really have to work to make sure he can learn to think through things and not just run. Now I'm going to work the other side. And he's getting pretty clever about this now. He gets to where I can just flick that rope and he starts to turn around. So you always got to be one step ahead of these guys because they get pretty smart. So he's going to try to move me with his head, and I'm going to tell him no, and then I give him a rub back. I just want him to be able to handle me flipping the rope and standing in that right side for a second or two. There, I'm able to get it. And he's handling the pressure pretty well. Very nice. I was really happy with that. Give him a good rub. I get a lick and chew. It was really nice. So again, I'm going to work. This is good for him. He's got a little bit of the barrel and the panels, a little bit of the claustrophobic, working him to get through. And you can see he's even framing up just with the pressure, not even a lot of pressure on the rope. So that's nice. He's becoming really soft. So here I'm waiting. And again, I've prepared him for these exercises already. So, I can get a better reaction than instead of having the freak out. Going back to throwing the rope. He's getting pretty good at that. Now I want him to stand while I flip it. And this is setting me up for, again, when I want to work on putting surcingles on him and stuff like that. He's getting used to the sensation of having things over his back as well as, again, things touching his legs. That was a really nice reaction again. Got another lick and chew. Now I'm going to ask him to back. This is getting really soft. Give him a cookie. He's being very good. Now I'm going to ask to pick up his foot. He's getting much better about that. He also ended up almost busting off another piece of his foot again. So a little later on, I'm able to actually fix that, which is good with how far along he's come with me being able to pick up his feet. So that's promising. And all that's because his hooves have chipped up just a little bit. So that was really, really good. He let me pick and hold that leg up. Hold it there, got a lick and chew. Really coming in is enjoying his rub. I always like to kind of like adjust their forelock, and that becomes a calming sensation. Asking for the other foot. He likes to give me a little nudge because I think he thinks he's going to get a cookie. But now I'm working on picking up the foot. Gives it to me pretty good. Now I can use both hands, and he's not being too... he's definitely gotten more relaxed with me using both my hands and having the rope and being in that space. Now working on the hind. That was pretty good. That was really good. I wanted to hold it just a little bit longer so I can push a little further. And now I'm starting to push my body and lean on him. So I've done this to him on the left side, but now I have to do it on the right side. So that's again preparing him for when I get on. I like them to be really comfortable with me being able to press up on them and have my body around them so I don't get them to freak out and they get used to me kind of dangling per se. Now he let me touch his belly, so that was really big moment right there. Really good. And now I'm going to go back to jumping up and down. I got a good lick and chew too. Still more licking. Now he's starting to realize that me jumping up and down is not a big deal at all. Swinging side to side, try to get a little bit of motion. His body feels really good. Really just working on now. I'm going to swing my leg. Now over. Give him good rubs. And then right there you saw I rubbed my foot on top of his butt and he got tensed up and worried, but then I'm able to take it off and jump off real quick, and then I'm able to get him to relax, take a deep breath, and now I'm going to do it again. Rub it. You can see he's a bit uncomfortable. And again, this is preparing for if you're to get on and say you don't quite swing over all the way and you smack your horse on the bum and then they get scared. So I do this because, again, I don't want to have any of those problems. So I'm going to get him used to my foot kind of rubbing over his bum. And he's not quite sure about that, but he's handling it. He just took a nice deep breath. Handling my right leg on that side, and now I give the rub on his bum. He does that really well. And then I try to stay in close when he backs up. So then again, he's used to me being near and inside his bubble. Really good boy. And then I end with the pat. Patting's big because you have to teach the Mustangs that patting is good. And then he was able to walk outside the pen. We had a really good day. This is just part 1 of day 20, so there is another part. So stay tuned for the next vlog.
You're okay. You're safe. You're safe. Don't jump on top of me. I know you want the puppy. Good boy.